Hey, this is a Richard Sherman podcast brought to you by SuperDraft Fantasy, the official fantasy partner of Caesar Rewards. To all my PFF listeners, it's time to get hooked up when you play. Get a $10 bonus when you deposit 10 by using the code PFF at registration. Just download SuperDraft and start playing games like Super15. Get your hands on some cash prizes, Caesar Rewards credits, and more. We're even hooking you up with free PFF Elite subscription when you sign up. Just download the SuperDraft app on Apple or Play Store. Use the code PFF when you create an account, deposit $10, and get a free PFF Elite subscription. The offer is only eligible for new accounts. Sorry, everybody who's already subscribed, but new accounts, it's exciting. SuperDraft paid fantasy contests are available in 34 states. Must be 18 or older to play. Paid contests in most states. Visit superdraft.io for all eligibility restrictions.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. Don't you ever talk about me.
Picked off. It is Richard Sherman. It's picked off by Sherman. Now, buckle up. Here he goes. And it is intercepted by Richard Sherman. Broken up. Picked off. This game is over.
Welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast with my guy, Mitch Eisenstein. Later on, we're going to have Gabriel Davis on of the Buffalo Bills. Fantastic guest, went for 201 yards in a divisional against the Kansas City Chiefs a couple weeks ago. Can't wait to have them. Mitchell, what's up?
Rich, we had a heck of a weekend. We've got a lot of news taking place today. It seems like, we're going to start with the breaking news, and that's Tom Brady's retirement. It seems like Adam Schefter wildly jumped the gun on it, and I don't know how I feel about that, but I've figured, Tom Brady deserves to have the final word, and today he gave that final word. Richard, I want you to give one word that you would describe Tom Brady with. What would be that one word?
It'd be greatness, it's simple, it's cliche, but that's it. For a guy to have the kind of success and have the aura and the facade and the reputation that rightfully deserves, it's greatness. There's never a game you see him in that you feel like he's out of. Every game, even if he's fourth quarter, down 2 touchdowns, you think he has a chance to win it. He's won the most Super Bowls. He's number one in just about every statistical category, from wins to starts to touchdowns to yardage, et cetera, et cetera. And he obviously played the longest, but he deserves the utmost respect. I mean, this will be probably the easiest first ballot Hall of Fame in the history of the game.
Richard, you had the opportunity this year to play with Tom, and I know you've been against him for a number of years, made some iconic plays against him. You're going back to the "You Mad Bro," back to the Super Bowl, et cetera. But, what was it like? What did you see anything different from him playing with him for this final season?
No, I mean, I don't know what it looked like any other season in the locker room, so I can't compare it to anything. But I think he was incredible. He's an incredible teammate. He takes his time to speak to every guy, to have conversations, to check on guys, to help guys in any way he can, whether it's helping him with the TB12, massages and functionality, or if it's helping him mentally and giving him tips and tidbits that he has from studying tape. He's just a fantastic person and a fantastic teammate, and it was cool to see that in person and get to share a locker room with him.
Did he give any indication that this would be his final year?
No, he didn't give any indication to us. But, he didn't deserve, he didn't owe us anything. He didn't owe me an explanation or owe anybody. A guy's played for 22 years, and 22 years of doing anything is a long time. And he gave the game everything he had. He gave the team and gave the season everything he had. So that's all, it's all you can ask for him. And he deserves to spend time with his family and enjoy the next chapter of his life.
The conversation's already been starting about who's next. Everyone thought it was going to be Patty Mahomes and, Josh Allen. Is this Tom Brady's record of 7 Super Bowls unbreakable?
I mean, 7 Super Bowl wins is going to be tough. It's tough to put together that many great teams, and it's tough to put together that many runs, as you see with the Chiefs and, the great run and the dynasty that everybody's like, they're unstoppable, they're unbeatable, but they only pulled 1 Super Bowl out of it. They've been to 4 NFC championships, but only pulled 1 Super Bowl out of it. And it just goes to show, no matter how talented you are, no matter how good the team is, it's tough to win a Super Bowl in this league. And I mean, it's going to be really difficult for anybody to break that under the current circumstances.
Where does Tampa go from here? I mean, is there a quarterback on the roster that you think is next man up? Do you think they go for somebody proven vet like a Jimmy G in the offseason, or how do you see it folding out for Tampa this offseason?
I don't know. I obviously think they still think they have a window, championship window. So I think they're going to go championship quarterback. I don't know if they have the funds, the salary cap to really go after a guy in free agency, like a top guy, like a Aaron or Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson even. You know, his salary may be. Sure. But I think that may be a route they explore. I'm sure they'll explore every avenue. I don't think they want to go with a rookie or draft anybody and expect them to come in and really take them to a Super Bowl. So expect them to go the veteran route, whether it's through trade or free agency.
It'll make a ton of sense. Rich, we have an absolute, I guess you and I were talking over the weekend after the Niners got knocked off and the Rams and the Bengals were the confirmed participants in this year's Super Bowl. Absolutely wild to see a new, fresh face in the Cincinnati Bengals. It's crazy to see the city of Cincinnati just going absolutely berserk, enjoying this Super Bowl, first time in years. I don't even know the last time they made a Super Bowl, but what is it about this Cincinnati Bengals team that allowed them to reach this and, I guess, knock off the giant of Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? Ignorance
is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't fear what you don't know. You know, if you walk into a dark room and you've never heard of a boogie monster and never heard of seen a scary movie, then you have nothing to fear. You walk in with pure confidence, and they walked into Kansas City without fear because they didn't know any better. You know, they've never been to the playoffs, so they've never gotten sent home. They don't know the pain of defeat in the playoffs or how that feels. So there's no fear in the back of their minds of, damn, the season may be over. Like, hey, they're playing, expecting to play to the next game. And they played with that fearlessness. The quarterback played with a Super Bowl swagger. He played with a swagger all year. And I think that kind of was infectious, and it wore off on, it spread to the rest of the team. And I think they really fed off of him, and they played confident defensively. They played opportunistically. Von Bell made an incredible interception, but BJ Hill made an incredible interception. Those two plays really turned the tide of the game.
Every single year, I mean, I don't know about every year, but it's got to be a high percentage of years. There's always a team in a division that goes from worst to first, right? I mean, the Niners, when you joined the team, weren't they last in the division at that point in time?
Right.
And then you guys moved in that direction and immediately went to the Super Bowl. Here we are again. I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals were in the dumpster no longer than 12 months ago, right? I mean, they had 2 top 5 picks, you know, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And we talked about it, you know, that they could have gone Penei Sewell. Their offensive line is an absolute train wreck, but they elected to go with Jamar Chase, and that has proved amazing dividends for them. But why is it that every single year there always seems to be this worst to first team that comes out of nowhere?
Because, I mean, it just shows that the NFL, anything could happen. Any given Sunday, I always say it. But any team, you know, any given year, it's sometimes it's just the right pieces, like Joe Burrow figuring it out, Jamar Chase coming on, you know, putting those 2 pieces in there made a huge difference. Hutchinson being gotten free agency, you know, just changing the defense and the dynamic and adding that kind of pressure and pass rusher on defense. And you know, some teams feel like, oh, we're a player away or we're 2 players away, but they truly were, you know, a couple players from being in the Super Bowl. And it's also the coaching, you know what I mean? Another year for him, the confidence that the ownership and management showed in the coaching staff and gave them another year after the first couple of years they had. And everything kind of came together for him, and it's cool to see. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the city of Cincinnati.
Is there any other team out there right now that you think could have this Cincinnati roadmap going into next season?
I mean, we talked about it the other day. Detroit. I mean, if they're not a bad team, and you could see they beat some really good teams down the stretch, and they really showed some fight and some resilience. And I think they can start to figure it out. Maybe they're not going to go from last to the Super Bowl, but I think they got a chance to make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, no question about it, especially if Aaron Rodgers is not in the division anymore. That thing is wide open.
Correct.
Speaking of that division, there's news that the Minnesota Vikings are now bringing in Jim Harbaugh to interview tomorrow. And there's a lot of speculation around the Metro Detroit area in which I live that he's gone. Mike McDonald, the DC for the University of Michigan, went to Baltimore. And, now, why would John Harbaugh, his brother, take the DC from his brother at Michigan? So there's a lot of speculation. Do you think Harbaugh should return to the NFL? Do you think he can find success again in the NFL? I know you love him.
Right. So much. I don't think he has anything left to prove in college football. He took Michigan to the playoffs, won a Big Ten title, and that's what he came to do. He wanted to prove that he could beat Ohio State. He did that. I think he did all three things in 1 year, and I think he proved his point. I don't know if he has the coordinators out there waiting for him that he once did. I think Greg Roman in San Francisco was huge. Vic Fangio, who's available now after being fired in Denver, is huge. Now, if he brings them back and he somehow gets Pep Hamilton perhaps and has those coordinators that he's used to having, has Vic, then sure. I think he'd return to the NFL in a heartbeat because those things matter. Those things have a huge effect on how much success they have. And I think if he gets those coordinators, he'd feel good about returning to the NFL. And, Minnesota has a lot of talent and a quarterback who makes some mistakes, but can get the job done at the end of the day.
It's definitely going to be a wild next couple months here as teams start to hire, the new head coaches that they've been interviewing. But Harbaugh's name on that list is still somewhat surprising to me. Richard, we've got a big game. Super Bowl is set. You've been pretty spot on all throughout the playoffs. Who do you like in this matchup and why?
Well, it's obviously Aaron Donald is going to put his stamp all over this game. And can they weather the storm? Can Cincinnati weather the storm of Von Miller and Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd in that defensive line? And I don't think they're going to rush. I don't think they're going to blitz a lot. I think they're going to rush four consistently. And if they can't weather the storm of those four, it won't be a very close game. But if they can contain them in any sense of their imagination, I think there's something to be had in the Rams secondary. I think they're very beat up. That's why they brought Eric Weddle back. They're very injured. Outside of Jalen Ramsey, it's not, you're not scared of anybody back there. And like we talked about last week, that this dynamic receiving core of the Cincinnati Bengals is going to be known as one of the best in NFL if they can keep those three together for a very long time. Joe Mixon is very dangerous out of the backfield. It's going to be one of those situations. If they can keep them off of them, Cincinnati can win this game, and they can win it comfortably if they can keep them off of them. If they cannot, then I don't expect them to win. That, it seems cliche, seems easy, but defensively, I think they can stop the Rams. I think they match up really well. I think they can stop the run. There's there's going to be some fun matchups in the secondary, but I think they match up well with Cooper Kupp and those guys. Now, obviously, they're going to score points. They're going to move the ball down the field. But, again, I think Cincinnati has enough to get the stops when necessary to win this game. And, if they can contain Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd and those guys, I have Cincinnati winning it. But that's a big if. This whole line, sometimes it looks like a screen pass, on normal passing plays.
Richard, like I said, they conquered the Giants and the Chiefs. The Chiefs had that game handled completely up until probably the last play of the first half, right? What happened with KC? Where do they go from here? It seems like they have this, and you and I talked about it briefly over the weekend as well. They either fall behind heavily early in games or get up and have, just kind of don't put the teams away, especially in the big games as of late. What happened in that second half?
You could hear it, and they talked about it. They played so patient in that first half. They ran the ball when they needed to. Jerick McKinnon was having a fantastic game. They were taking the 5-yard, 6-yard, 4-yard, 12-yard plays, and it was killing Cincinnati because you have to play them to take away the deep ball no matter what. You have to stay there. You have to too high, take away the shot. And in the second half, they literally stopped doing that. They stopped taking what the defense gave them and literally was looking to bomb them every time. And Patrick Mahomes stopped being patient as a quarterback. He stopped scrambling. Hey, the defense took away everything. Run for 6 yards and slide. Run for 7 yards and slide. He didn't run again. And all those things came back to bite him. They're a one-half playoff team. And that you can look at in just about every game. They may have blown a team out or two, but just about every game, they've only played a good half. They like whether it's the first half they're getting blown out, and the second half they run back and go crazy and win the game, or they go crazy in the first half and disappear the second half, and sometimes they hold on to win. You can look back to when they played Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. They were getting beat
24-0, right?
24-0 in that game. They were getting beat by by us in the Super Bowl by 10. They were getting beat by
the Titans. Yeah.
And so they're a one-half team, and they have to get that figured out. You cannot play like that. It has to be a balanced game. And I don't know if it's people figuring them out, but if they stay patient the whole game and stay consistent, they win the game. But it's like he forgets that at some point.
Like I said to you over the weekend as well, it's like they kind of remind me of the LA Rams team with Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce and all these incredible pieces offensively that were just absolutely smacking teams. And, the greatest show on turf, that whole Marshall Faulk. I mean, they have a very similar group of players that are just heavy hitters, Tyreek over the top, Kelsey in the middle. It seems like they can be dominant if they just put it all together for 60 minutes. And yet, here we are 4 AFC championships later with only 1 Super Bowl to show for it. And everyone's trying to fit Patrick Mahomes in as this next guy that could potentially challenge Tom Brady. But when you don't take advantage of those situations, the last 4 years only come out with 1, that's going to be a tough uphill hill to climb, so we'll see how that goes for him. But Richard, this AFC group of quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you've got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Justin Herbert, all, I believe, under the age of 25. Richard, have put you in the GM role here. If you were a GM and you had one of these guys for 10 years, which one are you picking?
Well, I mean, like I said before, I always felt like it was Herbert going in, but obviously he's had the incredible success, broken records in his first 2 years. But you have to give Joe Burrow the nod at this point, for what he's doing with a lot less than everybody else. He's not doing that with the most talented offensive line. I mean, he has a lot of talent in the skill positions and wide receiver, but they're young.
Right.
These are veterans. Like Herbert has an established all-pro Pro Bowl veteran in Keenan Allen. He has Mike Williams. He has really good players around him. He has guys. He has Eckler, veteran players that are making plays for him. Freaking Pat Mahomes has veterans. He has Tyreek Hill. He has Travis Kelce, the ultimate security blanket. He has Hardman. He has, Jet McKinnon making plays for him. You can say the same thing about Josh Allen. We just talked to Gabriel Davis, who had 4 touchdowns and 201 in the divisional. And he also has Diggs, and he had Emmanuel Sanders, and he had Cole Beasley. And Joe Burrows is doing it with a lot less. You cannot name anybody. They're a very below average offensive line. And he's freaking getting the job done all the way to the Super Bowl, regardless of circumstance. So you have to give him the nod.
Richard, we're going to bring on our guest next. Again, for all of those folks that have been following the Super 15 picks, Richard got the W this week. I'm really, really proud of him. We'll see how he fares this week. But Richard, I'll let you sign us off and welcome on our guest, Gabriel Davis.
Well, I appreciate you, Mitchell. And, I hear a little condescending in your tone, but I'll take that as well. I'll take it with a smile. A win is a win, and I appreciate you having on, brother. I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is a Richard Sherman podcast brought to you by SuperDraft Fantasy, the official fantasy partner of Caesar Rewards. To all my PFF listeners, it's time to get hooked up when you play. Get a $10 bonus when you deposit 10 by using the code PFF at registration. Just download SuperDraft and start playing games like Super15. Get your hands on some cash prizes, Caesar Rewards credits, and more. We're even hooking you up with free PFF Elite subscription when you sign up. Just download the SuperDraft app on Apple or Play Store. Use the code PFF when you create an account, deposit $10, and get a free PFF Elite subscription. The offer is only eligible for new accounts. Sorry, everybody who's already subscribed, but new accounts, it's exciting. SuperDraft paid fantasy contests are available in 34 states. Must be 18 or older to play. Paid contests in most states. Visit superdraft.io for all eligibility restrictions.
All right, welcome back. It is a beautiful, beautiful day because guess who got the W? Yours truly, the Shermanator, got a dub, beat Mitchell. Don't worry about the score, whether it was by 1 or 1,000,000. It doesn't matter. A win's a win, and it came in championship weekend. Cincinnati.
You know what, Richard? You went in there with a sound strategy, and I didn't doubt you. You know, Patty Mahomes. I had Mahomes. I had Tyreek Hill. You know, I had a couple of guys that were going off in the first half, and then the Bengals just kind of shut the door on them, and that was that. Yeah. But Rich, I honestly do think we need a recount here because while you did beat me, you beat me by 1 point. So I gotta believe, you know, we got to get on the phone with the statisticians of the NFL because I believe Clyde Edwards-Helaire might have had an extra couple of yards, you know, Patty Mahomes, maybe a couple extra yards somewhere in that game.
They took out my tight end in the first quarter cheaply, you know, unfortunately.
Right.
Terrible injury. Hope he's okay and heals quickly. But that gave you a chance, man.
You jinxed him, dude. That's why he was on your roster. So
no, I jinxed Cincinnati in the best way. You know what I mean? It gave him the best kind of luck. Belief. Faith.
Sure.
Unwavering.
Yep. I believe it. I believe it.
This week, choose any 6 players for your matchup. So it's a little different. You don't have any price, just any 6 players. So this week, I'm going with my boy, Joe Burrow, again, with his running mate, Jamar Chase. They double teamed him last week. They're not going to double team him this week. They're going to put Ramsey on him. And I'm sure that's going to be a competitive matchup. Joe Mixon, I need some things up out of you. Please and thank you. T. Higgins, Cincinnati. Do it for me again.
Wow.
T. Higgins and Evan McPherson.
Wow.
One more. Is there anyone more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more. Who else can I pick? You guys don't have enough Bengals on here. And Tyler Boyd.
Okay. I see what you did there. You replicated what you did last week. You know what, Rich?
Not broke, don't break it.
I'm going to go directly against you. I'm going to go with, but I'm going to throw a little curveball. I'm going Cooper Kupp with the 1.5 multiplier. I'm going to go with his quarterback, Matthew Stafford, at the 1.25. Then we're going to go Odell Beckham Jr. We're going to go Cam Akers, and we're going to go the kicker, Matt Gay. I think that's 6. So we're going to have a direct square off here. Let's see if my strategy of the 1.5 multiplier with Cooper Kupp takes home the dub. I had to give you one though, Rich. I honestly did. I was feeling bad for you. Like I really was. I was contemplating texting you before the game started just to make sure you were all right. But
I wanted to end the season on a 2-game winning streak. And that's what I'm on my way to doing. And you know, that's just, you know, it's just one of those things. But for everybody else who's trying to play this week, SuperDrafts Super15 contest, use the code PFF at registration. Registration, you hear me? Offer only eligible for new accounts, obviously. But remember, listen to me, not Mitchell. Good luck this week. It's good to have you on. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No question. You killed them boys the other night. Well, a couple weeks ago.
Hell yeah, it's trying to win.
Yes, sir. What you think was different for you that game? I mean, I mean, excuse me if I'm wrong. I don't remember you going for 2-on-1 on nobody.
No, man, I just got the opportunity to play a little bit more, and they was doubling Diggs and Beasley at times, and I was able to take advantage of my one-on-one. So.
Right, but sometimes they didn't even know. I don't even know if it was one-on-one. Were they playing quarters? Because I know the one you made in fall, that was one. But the 75-yard bomb looked like they was playing quarters, and safety.
Yeah, they were playing quarters, and that safety was just staying flat-footed in his back pedal. So I said, I'm about to run by him.
Right. I feel like people, like, either they don't watch you on tape, or they just don't got the scouting report, or they just don't believe what they see, because you're way bigger and way faster than what they appear to think you are.
Yeah, exactly. I got like deceptive speed. Like, and I may not look fast, but once you get out there and I start to running, if it's a little different.
Right. I mean, you started to come on last year. I remember we played y'all, and you were big as hell, and y'all just had a great feel for what Josh likes to do. And you were running great routes. Diggs was running great routes. I want to say Beasley was banged up when we played y'all for San Fran, but what do you think has allowed the growth, and do you think it's poising you for a big year next year? Because I think it is. I think you finally freaking blossomed and like put it all together and put it out there, and it's like, hey, if you can do it once, you can do it as many times as you see fit, and you could be a Pro Bowl player. What do you think about that going forward?
I feel like I came into a great situation when it come to having, I had Diggs, I had Bees, and I had Smoke. I also had Dre Roberts, who, was a kick returner, but, he played receiver back in his younger days. And then this previous year, I had Sanders as well in front of me. I had a lot of great receivers to learn from and watch, and take things from here. And I always talk about E when he came this year. He helped me with the big thing. I'm a big receiver, bigger guy, still got some speed. Not the quickest, but he was teaching me how to jump off the ball. He was teaching me, to stay low when it comes to getting in your stance and coming out as soon as Josh hikes the ball, and just get up the field quicker. Because again, you're really going against that D line more than anything to be able to give Josh some time. So you got to get open as fast as you can. That was a big thing. I was a big stand-up guy. Got low, and he's like, use your strength to as your advantage. Make a move and stay there no matter what. And that's what I took with me, and it helped me a lot this year. And I know it's going to help me progress more, because especially when it comes to training now, being more comfortable in that position with a forward leading stance, and, more lower to still get off the press and still feel real comfortable doing that.
Right. And I feel like the more you've done, the more comfortable Josh has gone and felt with you. Obviously people have been doubling Diggs and doubling Beasley on third down in the slot. And E-Man, we got to play with him in San Francisco. I only got to play with him like a half a season the year we went to the Super Bowl. But, man, he's an incredible veteran, incredible pro, really does a great job. And everything he does, route running, hands, taking his time, being patient within the route. It's he a cool receiver, and I feel like he's always going to be underrated because, he got injured and now we're old. So, it doesn't really matter about production anymore. You're over 32, you're old and can't play no more. But yeah, man, it's crazy. What do you think about these playoffs so far? I did not have the Bengals going all the way to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, when LA making it's not a surprise. They got a lot of great players. I feel like Matthew Stafford is top 3, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Just watch him. Aaron Rodgers even talked about it. I think either last year or 2 years ago, he talked about how Matthew Stafford is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. And now he has the tools around him to show, why he is. And he's been balling, so I'm happy for that. I like Joe Burrow. I played him in the Fiesta Bowl, 3 years ago when I was at UCF. And, as soon as one of my guys blindsided him on an interception, the whole game changed, and he turned into the man he is now. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Got a lot of respect for him, because, he plays with swagger, he plays with confidence. So, I'm happy for him to be there. Do I wish we were there? 100%. I feel like, when it came to a dogfight, we gave it our all, and we had the guys to win it all this year. And, we just came up short.
No, I don't even know if y'all came up short. I know it's a sensitive subject because it just happened and it's fresh wound, but these overtime rules, I feel like you got to give both teams a shot. If you give one team a touchdown and you give the other team a shot and they don't get a touchdown on that possession, get a ball, game. Y'all didn't score, game. 4th down, you didn't turn over on downs, that's game. But I feel like if you give both teams a shot at a touchdown, I feel like nobody got nothing to complain about. And I feel like that, I don't know. Who knows what would happen in the game, but I feel like that would have been fair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that game was literally whoever won the coin toss was going to win the game. We kept going back and forth with the points, and it was literally the game of the coin toss at that point. And hopefully that game has showed that rule should probably, should be changed, because you got to give people their shot to do it. I mean, if you're going off a coin and not off the skill of the players when they go out there on the field to defend their end zone, then, that is, difficult to do.
So what led you to go to UCF? You know what I mean? Did you just blossom late?
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. A guy who, really blew up his last year and didn't really have offers coming into my senior year. And luckily I had Coach Frost and Coach Becton and Coach Walters who were really interested in me when they because one of my friends that previous year went to UCF as well, corner Brandon Moore, and he was telling them about me, and then they came and recruited me, and luckily, they threw me the offer, but it was also close to home, and I really didn't have anything bigger than that. But I did love Frost and the way he ran his system and the type of coach he was. Coach Frost is, by far, one of the best head coaches I've ever had. He's a player's coach. He takes care of his guys. He generally cares about the people he's around. And that makes you want to, win for him. And that's why I feel like we were so successful when it came to being at UCF. Yeah,
I mean, y'all went undefeated that year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we won. Didn't lose a game that whole year.
Yeah, that was crazy. What do you think of? Did you think it was a huge jump from UCF to the league? Because everybody always says speed of the game, and some dudes respect it, some dudes don't. They don't see it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely. I had my moments last year where I understood, the speed is different. I remember I was coming around to pull around for Jamal Adams to block him through I think it was the B gap or something. And, I put my head down and he freaking went right around me and almost made the tackle. And he was telling me, get your head up. And I remember that. I remember, who else was I going to block? Somebody, I think I was going to block Bobby Wagner too one time. And, Bobby's big.
He's way bigger than people think he is.
Yeah, I see him in the middle. I'm like, God, bro, this dude's huge. His biceps are crazy. Right. I know I went to go for him as well, and he kind of moved me out of the way too. But it was more of that physical part when it came to going to block those bigger guys in the hole that kind of helped me realize, what the NFL was about.
Right, grown man game.
And the disguising of defenses too. When we had those option routes, those disguises, you'll think it's freaking cover 0. All of a sudden, you got guys dropping it's freaking cover 2 or it's Tampa or something. You're like, what the hell? You like, I'm out here running a post right into the safety when I should have ran that.
Right.
So it was stuff like that too when it comes to disguising those coverages. The Chiefs did a really good job of that. Chiefs at 32 is really good at what he does when it comes to disguising and what the true coverage is. Got to give them hats off to that. But, yeah, it's probably the disguising of the coverages and then, again, just having to go block those bigger physical guys in the hole.
Right. I mean, it's a physical game. It's a grown man game, and that is a big change. I mean, it's changed. It's changed, but I guess in college they can put their hands on you longer down the field too. You know what I mean? So it's minuses to both sides of the coin because in the league, I mean, you can goddamn bully ball your way through anything, and it'll probably be, corner talking. So I ain't gonna go there. But
no, I get no, I understand. There's some calls I see sometimes. I'm like, I really wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as what making it seem like.
Right. It's hard to play corner in this league. So is that where you at in the whole offseason? Or have you bought a house and done all that?
I'm literally staying with my trainer. So me and my trainer are staying at the same house. And we'll be doing it like that. But we got a little house out here that we rent, nothing crazy. Kind of just waiting for my second contract kind of thing to see where that leads to where, I want to stay and what I want to do when it comes to that.
Right. I feel that. So you train in Sanford. You got any kids? No wife, no kids, just grinding.
No kids, just grinding, man. Just grinding. I got dogs. I got 2 dogs.
I like that. That's how it should be, especially when you're young in your career. Guys are always like, what should I invest in? What should I do this? What should I do with this? I say, put your head down to the grind and try to get to the second deal. If you don't get to the second deal, don't spend all your money of your first deal. Act like you don't got no money. Tell people you don't got no money. And a lot of people run into the family issues where it's like, hey, my mom's calling me for money, family calling me for money. Boys be broke before they ever get to that second contract. So take care of your chippers.
Yeah, exactly. I always say, when you talk about the investment side and what you're buying and this and that, it's just like, if you just do what you're supposed to do on the field every year, you're going to be fine, and you'll be able to do that 4 years down the road when you're in the league. Like, it's something I feel like people don't need to – I mean, some people do it. They do it a smart way. But for me, I'm just like, man, I'm not even really worried about any of that until I get to my second contract where the real money's at for me. So I know if whatever I need, whatever I want in life, I know if I'm successful on the football field, everything else will come.
How's McDermott as a coach? You know, how's he?
Yeah, no, McDermott's great. You know, don't have any bad things to say about him. I feel like he's a great head coach. That's why he was able to turn the program around, bring the right people in for us to be successful, you know. He's a cool guy. He's a wrestler too. So he's a wrestler. Yeah. But he is a good coach. He listens to his players. And, you know, obviously there's times where we can have, you know, disagreements, but at the end of the day, I feel like there's no coach, and, you know, there's not a lot of coaches like him.
Right.
And definitely feel like he is, you know, one of the top head coaches in the NFL for sure.
That much is apparent. It seems like, I mean, since he's gotten there, it's been freaking remarkable what Buffalo has become. I mean, how hard y'all play, your system y'all run, how effective y'all are. Y'all always in the hunt. I think y'all won the East, twice since he's been there? Won the twice since he's been here. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's incredible in itself, because Buffalo has struggled for a really long time, and now y'all got a ton of talent. Y'all got a great defense. Y'all got a great offense. I mean, y'all got everything it takes. What's the expectation going into next year for the team, I guess? Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, the expectation is the same. We know our goal. We know what we have to do to get there. And it's just really just holding everybody accountable to that standard on what we set, on what we want to be as a football team. Like, that's the biggest thing when it comes to being a great football team, is you got to be able to hold the best accountable, and your best players have to be your best guys on the team as well. You know? Okay. I mean, you're right. The hardest workers, they got to be what you need to be, at least to set the example for the rest of the team. And I just saw Ken Dorsey got promoted as your OC. What do you think of that? I mean, I love Dorsey. Dorsey is a smart guy. I feel like that's what we kind of knew was going to happen when Dave's left. You know, and Dave's is the best OC. You know what I mean? Like, Dave knows how to dice it up. You know what I mean? I've seen someone like that who really knows football and understands it at such a level that he does. But, you know, I got a lot of faith in Dorsey as well, because obviously, you know, Dorsey has been in the same room with him too, and Dorsey did things like that on the sideline as well. So super excited to have Dorsey. That's how you know you got a strong program, when you got that, like, that stable of, like, hey, we lost one guy, we got the replacement right there in house and ready to go. It's been a weird year in the NFL. You know, Tom just retired, Drew retired the year before. I think Ben left. It's like the changing of the guard. You got all these young quarterbacks coming in and playing really well. I mean, shoot, outside of Stafford, I mean, Stafford's in the Super Bowl, but you almost had a bunch of young guys in the Super Bowl. What do you think? I mean, it feels like the changing of the guard, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's definitely changing. I mean, you see all the guys, you know, you talk about the young quarterbacks. You have, again, you have Josh, you have Burrow, you have Herbert. Who else? Still got Mahomes. Is considered. Oh, yeah, clearly. Yeah. You got Josh Allen. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Josh, Mahomes. You got Herbert. You got Burrow. You got all those guys are balling. I mean, what's your face isn't doing too bad for the Patriots either. Mac Jones. You know, he's fallen into that system well, and I feel like he's gonna turn out to be something good for the Patriots and be there for a long time. So excited to see what happens with that. But no, we definitely. There's been a shift, but it's looking good though with the talent that we have as quarterbacks. As these young quarterbacks are coming up, like, no one's missing a beat. It is. I mean, if Cincinnati had any kind of semblance of an O-line, it'd be really hard to deal with them. But, you know, they make that boy Burrow fight for his life every play, like it's a screen pass. Hey, yeah, no, it's Burrow does good with the pressure in his face, man. He does real well, and he stands in that pocket and he takes it. And Burrow's a big dude now. You know what I'm saying? Burrow's a big guy. Oh yeah, like Burrow's like, I think he's like 6'3", 6'4", like 230. Like what? Probably, yeah, Burrow's not small.
Yeah, when I saw him at the combine, he walked around with his chest all out. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not doing none of the drills today. You know, like my man, no, but he got that swagger, he got that confidence about him. You know,
what did you think of that process? I meant to ask you that too. Like because people have like dreams of I'm gonna go to the combine, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Then you get there, you're like, I never do this again. I never ever. Don't invite me back. Don't call me.
Yeah, exactly. No, you'd be so happy when it's all over, man. You be like, bro, ain't no way. I got to sit in this lobby and watch other players go get interviews while I'm just sitting here doing nothing.
Right.
I'm like, oh, until 11 o'clock? Like, come on, man. Ain't no way y'all need to be down here.
Bruh, they had me do 6 MRIs when I first landed. I'm like, bruh, I ain't even have 6 surgeries. Like, come on.
Yo. Yeah, yo, I feel bad for the people who go in there with injuries because you're gonna be in the hospital all day.
Oh.
All day. Terrible.
And then you wake up 4 a.m. to pee. Then you got to be up the rest of the day. Then they want you to run, jump, and do all that. And they're like, oh, why are you not performing as well as we used to? Well, because I ain't slept.
Well, yeah, and then it's like us. We did it at night. So we were doing stuff all day. And then at night we had ours. So it was just like, it was weird. We did it weird too. I think we had ran the 40, ran routes, and then we did the shuttle in the L. And it was like, we thought we were done after the routes, and we had to do shuttle in the L. And it was like, man, we just ran about 20 routes. And some of us had to go twice because there weren't enough players, but there was like not enough receivers, but there was a lot of quarterbacks.
Wow.
So I probably ran combine. I probably ran like 5-6 post corners.
Oh man, hell no.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And my guy was out there with us too, Chad, my receiver coach now. You know, he was showing interest from the jump, and you know, he's freaking the best receiver coach. You know, that's my guy for sure.
Yeah, I mean, shit. You know, they really make you feel like it's gonna be a beautiful thing. Like the combine is so exciting, and then you get there and it's like, bro. First off, y'all got me weighing in, and I'm feeling uncomfortable about this whole ordeal. Y'all sitting there watching me with nothing on but draws, and it's like somebody couldn't just text y'all the numbers. Like y'all had to sit here and watch me get on this damn scale.
Yeah, is the way my body look gonna make you not want to pick me, man? I feel like that's what it is too, because you know you got guys like Chase Claypool who walk up there and it's like, hey yo, this guy looks like the real deal.
Right.
Then I get up there and I walk up there like, this guy doesn't look. Oh, my coach Troy Walters, he was at Cincinnati. He's at Cincinnati now. He's my UCF coach. He's like, man, why are you walking up there looking all nervous? I'm like, yo, you got me on this uneven floor walking in front of a bunch of people with nothing but draws on. Like, how you want me to feel?
How exactly do you want me to be in this situation?
Like, what notes are y'all writing down right there?
I walk up there, 190 pounds, bird chest. And this is right after, like, Robert Sands walk up there, like, dieseled. He plays safety, but I was just like I tried to get a, 30-piece push-ups in. It was like, just go ahead and try to get a low pump. But it's like, man, what's the point? Like, I can play football. Look, turn the tape on. If y'all think I can play, get me. If y'all don't, then, like, cool.
That's what I'm saying, man. I got to walk up there. I said this don't, and it don't mean nothing because you know my man Justin Jefferson. My man Justin Jefferson is a baller.
Right. Straight
baller. But, man, when this man took his shirt off, I looked at this man, I said, yo, ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. But, hey, my man get the job done.
He get it done. I mean,
that's when I realized. I said, man, this shit, that don't matter, bro. This man gets the job done.
None of it, bro. We had in my second, because we was the second part of the group. So the other group ran the 40 first. We did the Burton stuff first, which was annoying because then we had to wait. We had to warm up, do all that. Then we had to wait 2 hours to get the 40, and just like not great. But we had like 4, 5, 4 2s in my group. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna give y'all 4, 5, and like I hope somebody like it. Exactly. Like, I swear I could play.
Because that's what I said. I'm like, man, I'm gonna run this 4, 5. All these dudes out here running fast, and it was good because I ended up watching a clip after I got drafted. Clearly, Bean, my GM, those guys, and Joe Shane, who's now with the Giants. They were talking. They're like, all we need is this guy to run like a 4, 5. We know he can play football, but blah 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 blah. And I ended up running the 4, 5, and I ended up running good. And I was like, once I seen that, I was like, oh, so they already knew they was going to play me. So it didn't even matter.
Right.
Like, it didn't even matter. They wanted the 4, 5. They already understood it. 220, I mean, come on, man. What you want from my guy? There but so many Chase Claypools out there, big old 235 running 4.3s, and man.
Right. Look, Pat P came out 230, 6'1", 4'2". Yeah. I said, come on now. What y'all want me to do with that? I
can't give you nothing. I can't give you nothing but hard work.
I promise y'all pick me. I got something for you.
I got something for you. Exactly. That's how it be, man.
That process, man, it's crazy. So what about draft day? Draft day for you, it was quiet. You chilling, or y'all do something big?
Yeah, no. Draft day, obviously the first day, I was like, I'm not going first.
Right.
But I'm thinking I could go to second day. I can go third round. I'm thinking I can go third round. And I had a bunch of people over. And, in the back of my mind, I still thought like, man, I probably won't go, but I'm going to have people over. And I had, everybody, all my friends from back home and people, that, family and, everybody I grew up with, and the numbers are going and second round's over. I'm like, all right, whatever. We get to the third round and I'm just like, all right, one of these teams got to pick me. One of these teams got to pick me in this third round. And we get to the end of the third and no one picks me. And I'm holding back like I'm just hurting right now because I'm so embarrassed because I'm like, I had all these people come, I didn't get picked, and I'm so embarrassed. So I got up, I thanked everybody for coming. Thanks for the support, blah, blah. Everybody left. A lot of my friends and stuff stayed. We had a big house. And I went in the bathroom and I just cried. Like I just cried. I was so hurt from just embarrassed, just thinking that I embarrassed myself because I had all these people come and it didn't happen. Then the next day came and some people came back and I ended up getting picked, and that was the best moment of my life. And that's when I knew. I was like, well, I'm gonna show them that it wasn't a mistake that they picked me, and I want to let them know that I should have been earlier because so we all have that. A lot of guys have that story.
No, I had a similar because we had no money, so we still kind of living in Compton when draft is coming up, and it's the lockout year, so it's no contact, nobody really. Like I had one interview the whole time. And it was like, bro, like I barely got invited to the combine only after I played in the Senior Bowl and I did well in the Senior Bowl. Then they called me for the combine. So my mom goes all out though, maxes out every credit card she got and rents a suite in Vegas. Draft. And I said, come on, Ma, I'm not even sure I'm getting drafted. Like, don't do me like this. So now, same situation as you. First day, everybody comes though. And I'm like, I'm not going in the first day. Like, still, we want to watch it with you. For what? Like. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even feel like watching this.
Right. And we sit there and it go through the whole draft, no call, no nothing. And then everybody leave. They're like, oh, we'll be back tomorrow. Like it's happening tomorrow. I'm like, I don't think it's happening tomorrow. Like, but so chill out. Everybody call back. My agent called me. He's like, it's a couple teams, the Patriots, Baltimore. We're talking. They called me, said, hey, they're choosing between you and a couple other guys. Like there's a chance you can go in a second. And I was like, okay, I mean, I'm not really, like you said, because you can't get your hopes up. You don't want to get your heart broke.
No.
And so I don't even get my hopes up, but everybody come back. We sit there, nothing, no call, no nothing, name after name after name, whole thing goes, appreciate everybody. They all go out and drink with. We in Vegas. They go party and have a good time. Boy, I'm in my room, balling, pissed. Like, y'all got to be effing kidding me. Like, y'all, you know what I mean? Even though I knew I wasn't going. Like, now I'm starting to think I might not go at all, like for real. You know what I mean? I get like, you know what I mean? And my agent's trying to reassure me. He's like, oh no, it's going to happen. Like these couple teams. I go back in there. Only people in there on third day were me, my mom, my dad, and my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
That's it. And we just sitting there and nobody even watching TV. We just sitting there like, all right, we're going to just wait these couple hours. If it don't happen, like, I'm going to try to enjoy myself. Like, forget it. I can, you know what I mean? Maybe somebody give me a free agent. And my phone rings. It's a 425 area code. And I'm still like, I want it to be like excited, like but I'm too pissed. I'm too hurt already. I was too hurt. Yeah. I was like, John Snyder called. I'm like, bro, this is the best decision you ever made. Like, yeah, I hear you. Like, cool. No, this is the best decision you ever made. Like, still pissed. Cause I'm like, y'all should have called me earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Even though they picked you, like, yeah, but I should have been in your second round picks. I should have been in your second round options. You out here choosing me all late.
Y'all calling me all late. And then this was the scariest part. After that, we couldn't talk to him again.
Yeah.
So after we talked to him, we didn't get no signing bonus, no nothing. We didn't talk to him again until training camp.
Dang. Oh yeah, because the lockout.
Right.
So y'all had the lockout, yeah. So that's the weirdest year. Kind of like our year. We had the COVID year. You know, you guys had the lockout year. We had the COVID year. Yeah.
That was super weird, but we couldn't come into the facility. We couldn't call nobody. Like, nobody gave us no direction. We don't know what we're doing. I'm just working out by myself. Like, all right, well, hopefully somebody call.
Well, doesn't that mean that you guys didn't have a playbook or anything then the whole time, right?
Right. So
you guys just had to go into it naked, kind of.
First day we came into work and got everything was first day of training camp. Yeah, I was like, they about to cut us off. They about to cut all of us. It was crazy, but the rest is history, you know.
Oh, of course. Then you went on to freaking
right to make them right. To make them right.
Yeah, to make them right, man. Oh my gosh, I remember watching you when I was little, man. You and Krabs, you got into it, man. Oh my gosh.
Right. You know,
man.
We had legit beef.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you need that because it sets you up for everything else after that. That's the craziest thing. It gets you so much publicity to the point where it's like, I don't know, it gives you so much attention, like in the right way. Right?
No question. But it also gives you a little bit of the bad. You know how fans are, especially social media age. That was like at the beginning of Twitter. Mm-hmm. So it was like early on. So people were coming at my neck like no other.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you get the positive, but the negative is always a little louder than the positive for some reason. And boy, it was coming, but it was cool, man. It has worked out positively for me, my family, and I've appreciated it. But I just appreciate the game, man. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do. We go out there and compete. You know, some people don't understand that. That's why they're not in the position.
Right. No question.
We do.
You a gamer at all?
Yeah, I'm a gamer, man. Hold on, man.
Right. Show me your build. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I gotta get your tag after this. What you on?
I be on some real, like I be on Escape from Tarkov. Have you ever heard of that game before?
What is it about?
It's a technical game. It's this Russian made game. It's like you try to survive in these raids. So you get put on the map and you survive these raids for 30 minutes. You go around and you loot everything, and then like there's it's PvE. So you got computers and you got obviously other players all on the map with you as well.
Right.
And there's quests you have to do and stuff like that while you're surviving. And it's a dope game for sure. It
sounds super dope. It sounds like you gonna get pissed off a lot, but
yeah. It's a learning game. It takes people a long time to be good at this game and understand everything.
I'm gonna have to add you because I'm probably not playing Escape from Tarkov right away, but you know what I mean, I'm sure you play some of the regular ones too.
Yeah, I can play the regular ones too. I do whatever. I don't play Madden and stuff though. That's one thing. I don't play sports.
I don't play football games.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I felt bad because I was on the cover of it and I hadn't played it in years. And they're like, "Hey, we want you to play in this tournament." I was like, "I'll be. Well, they about to come kick my ass."
Exactly. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm not getting embarrassed.
I'm not good.
That's the same stuff I be doing, bro. I know exactly how you feel. Mm-hmm. That's so funny.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. I ain't gonna take too much of your time. I'm gonna let you get to your game, and I appreciate you coming on.
Good. No, I'm glad you had me. It was awesome. You know, I grew up freaking watching you. Now I'm on your podcast. Definitely something that to remember for sure.